2019 was an amazing year. I'm Pat. Welcome back to my garage. Thanks for watching. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. Hit that bell for notifications. This year was amazing. I gotta say, making the choice to buy the BMW i8, making the choice to start a YouTube channel, everything just sort of fell into place this year. I gotta tell you, it's been a while since I've had something to be truly excited about. And wow, thank you for following along. Thank you for your support. If it wasn't for you, I may not continue to do this. People are watching this channel. People are engaging with me. I love it. I really, truly love it. I'm an introvert. It's very, very hard for me to initiate conversation with people. But when people come to me and they have questions, they want to see more things on the channel, they want to learn more about the i8, they want to learn how to fix it. It's truly amazing to me. For those that don't know me, I'm going to take a walk back in time and talk about my enthusiasm for vehicles. Growing up, my dad was a mechanic in the 50s and used to take me to car cruises and car shows when I was a kid. And I really enjoyed seeing the things that he worked on and hearing the stories that he had from years ago. When I joined the Army, I bought a 1978 Corvette because I loved Corvettes. And for me, having a Corvette was just a dream come true. It was a 78, it was old, it needed work. My dad helped me work on it. We ended up taking trophies at car shows, and we did a great job with the car. It really was a phenomenal piece of machinery, and it really taught me a lot about the Corvette platform. But come 2000, I got tired of working on it, and it didn't have air conditioning. So decided to get rid of the car, bought a 97. The C5 platform was truly amazing. With the advent of the internet right before then, people were on the forums talking about wanting to work on the car and being unsure about the car, and jacked the car up and did oil changes and took pictures and created step-by-step instructions on 97vet.com. I still own the website and people still view it. I got thousands of emails from people asking me about different things. I bought the stack of service manuals to show them, you know, this is what you got to do to fix your car. It was truly an amazing experience. And then in 2009, I got laid off. I was working for a big financial company that, of course, said, it's time for you to move on, and took a major pay cut. The Corvette had to go. For the past 10 years, I did not own a sports car. I did not go to car events. Every now and then I would show up at a car cruise, but I sort of put that off to the wayside and entertained other hobbies. Got my pilot's license, swing dancing, got into swing dancing a lot. Ham radio since I was a kid, but I got more into doing the ham radio stuff. So cars took a back seat, and I really missed it. So over that period of 10 years, I saved up enough money to buy a sports car, and I was looking at Corvettes. I saw the C7 Corvette. I'm like, this thing looks cool. Actually looked at one and was going to buy it, and then somebody bought it before I got there. Well, the internet said, hey, here's a BMW i8. This is a similar car. I had never owned an import in my entire life. So come February, I bought this. And it's been life-changing. Yeah, it's a hybrid. It's, you know, electric in the front and gas in the rear. And it gave me great gas mileage, and then I just wanted to drive it every day. And then when I went back home with the car, all my friends on Facebook, oh, I saw you driving around. That's so cool. You know, my son would love, you know, your car. And people waving and beeping the horn and, you know, thumbs up. This is completely foreign to me. I've never owned anything that I would consider exotic. And this really got a lot of attention. And being an introvert, I didn't have to seek it out. People came to me. I'm like, this is okay. I can live with this. So I remember taking the car up to my dad's for the first time. And I grew up in Pennsylvania in the coal regions of Schuylkill County. I left there when I joined the military because there was no opportunity for me there. And I'm glad that I moved on, but I still remember my roots, and that's my home. So I went back home. We were able to get my dad in the vehicle. He lost his vision in an accident at work in 2008. And so it's been quite a challenge for him to get around and for him to to continue life without his sight. But he was able to get in the car. We got him in the car, and with the help of my uncle and my stepmom, and that was quite a great experience to be able to take him for a ride for the first time. And then my friend George. George is a World War II veteran. He was in Battle of the Bulge. He took some shrapnel to his shoulder, and the night before Christmas, back in 1944, survived the war. And I interviewed him, and I put that up on my other channel, WW2 Pat. But I digress on that. I took him for a ride. It was great to see 95-year-old George just taking in the BMW i8. He really loved it. So I missed going to car cruises. I missed going to car shows. And I decided to go to a local car cruise here in Heldersburg. And somebody said, you need to go to a Cars and Coffee with that thing. I said, what's Cars and Coffee? And I hadn't been to these events since 2009. So when he said, well, you got to go to Hunt Valley. There's a lot of cars like yours out there. He was right. I started going to Hunt Valley every Saturday morning. Got a lot of attention with the car. So I ended up laminating the window sticker. I created a description of all the statistics of the car, and I answered tons of questions about this car. And it seemed like people either really loved it or they really hated it. No biggie, But while I was there, I spent a lot of time with the Corvette guys. I still love the Corvette. And that's where I got to meet Tony, Atomic Z06. And Tony had a YouTube channel, and I was watching his videos, and then other recommended videos would come up for other famous YouTubers in mainly the Corvette space. And there were other i8 videos that stood out to me. And I'll back up a little bit. Before I bought this car, I ended up on YouTube and I watched the Heidi and Franny video, and being able to see what it was like to own an i8 from their perspective, that was terrific. I said, you know what, let me take a chance on this car. So I decided to do it. First import that I've ever owned, and just jumping right into the exotic world. So after going to a few Cars and Coffee events, Tony, Atomic Z06, said, you need to go to this event that I'm going to be attending. There's going to be some YouTubers there. It's mainly Corvette guys. And that's where I got to meet Horsepower Obsessed and Matty's Garage and CarzGuyz and C. Garner Speed 252. And I was watching these guys take videos because they have YouTube channels and describing what they're looking at, showing off the cars. Even they interviewed me and showed my car. And then I was like, this is kind of interesting. I could do this. I like to share information about the car. I like to provide how-to information to work on the car. Maybe I ought to start a YouTube channel. And one person that was there, Peter Carey, Peter that day, he was the guy that everybody said he will comment on your video. And he'll give you suggestions, and he'll give you advice. So between watching those folks shoot the videos and hearing what Peter had to say, I said, maybe I got what it takes to start. And that's when I decided how to change your oil was going to be the first video that I released. The audio was poor. The lighting, not so good. The camera that I chose, out of focus. This was my deep dive into the YouTube community with a video that I felt was subpar and now has over 1,000 views and is being shared with a lot of people in the i8 community because they want to change their own oil and save a lot of money. So interestingly, it took off. I was very surprised by that. When I wanted to put paddle shifters on the car, the front splitters, the rear spoiler, these amazing side splitters by Ido Popkin, I decided to record. And each time I would record, I would change something up. More lighting, better audio. In the case of even getting these side splitters on, by then I said, maybe I create an identity. And I bought a mechanic shirt and got a little embroidered thing that said Pat's Garage online, a BMW patch. Just to create sort of this is what I am when I'm working on my cars. You see this, I'm going to be working on my cars. If you see anything else, it's just a vlog. It's just a chat or, showing a rally or a car event, or even today, just sitting around and talking to you. And one thing I decided to do, which is pretty rare for me, decided to get a personalized plate for the car. And I get a lot of questions about that. What's Pure Bal? Well, Pure Bal is a part of Balboa, which is a part of swing dancing, which originated in Southern California in the 1930s. So me and my partner, Rebecca, we swing dance and we primarily enjoy Balboa. So rather than getting the license plate Balboa and then getting the whole Rocky Balboa thing, I said, I'm just going to do Pure Bal. And now everybody thinks I'm a pure baller, which I'm not, because I own a BMW and I have no money left. So since I started the YouTube channel, not only did I shoot how-to videos, but I brought the camera along to rallies and car shows and Cars and Coffee and other events. And this has given me an opportunity to show what the car enthusiast community is like, as well as give me an opportunity to work on my editing. So I had fixed some of the problems with my how-to videos, especially with audio, and thanks to Matt Hoffaker, he was the prime consultant for audio. He said, you got to do this. This is mandatory. People want to hear your audio much better. They want to hear clear audio. So definitely, go wireless mic or get some type of better audio. So thank you, Matt. That was extremely helpful. And when I would do the rallies and the events, it would mainly be me walking around and shooting video of cars and maybe putting some music over the top, but I'm missing a storyline. And talking with Heidi and Franny from Heidi and Franny's Garage, the story's important. And James Best, Jimbo, definitely, he said, you gotta work on your editing. I want to see a video that has a story. He's absolutely right. So here I am today. I'm actually telling you a story. I hope this is a first opportunity for me to sort of get into this realm where I could sit down and have a conversation and only just drive around and hold a camera and shoot other cars driving. The one cool thing about the rallies is I had an opportunity to meet really cool people. I had a chance to meet Street Speed 717 when he had his McLaren delivery. I had a chance to meet Savage Garage, Randy, and all of his team and his great cars at a very small Cars and Coffee event. And these are two very big names in YouTube. And it led to more opportunity, getting to be there when they were there, and then end up being told, hey, you want to come along? That's been pretty cool. It's given me an opportunity to see how they do their interaction on YouTube, and it's given me an opportunity to see what they're like off camera. So it's been really cool. I mean, having that opportunity, that's pretty rare. And all I'm doing is showing up. I'm not trying to inject myself into anything. I'm just happen to be there, and I happen to be part of this really cool car enthusiast community that's been very welcoming, very surprising to me, and I feel out of place sometimes because, like I said, I'm still a small town kid, but didn't have a lot of money growing up, and had to leave the county in order to make a career. So that's me, and the car's cool, but I'm like, I'm not the cool guy here. I'm just Pat. So it's been really interesting and a lot of fun to be part of that. Another cool thing was an opportunity to go to Corvettes of Carlisle this year. Corvettes of Carlisle, for me, takes me back to when I had that 78 Corvette. And of course, showing up with the i8, I gotta park this outside the grounds, and all the Corvettes get to park inside, which is cool, nothing wrong with that. But being able to walk around and see those cars, and seeing the new C8, getting a chance to sit in it, it feels like it swallows me up, and it feels more cramped than the i8. I don't know why. But I want an opportunity to drive one and see what they're like on the road, and maybe consider adding something like that to the garage one day. We'll see. But getting an opportunity to hang out again with Horsepower Obsessed and Matty's Garage and C. Garner Speed 252, CarzGuyz, Peter Carey, Brink of Speed. Got to meet Brink of Speed. And I had an opportunity to meet Matt MPG in person, as well as D's Rides, which was a DZR1 Messiah back in the day, and now he's D's Rides. So it's really given me a chance to not only meet those people, but interact with them offline. So when I see them at events, it's cool, it's great. And when I see their videos online, they always, get a comment from me. I appreciate the work that they're doing, and I'm learning by watching them. Truly the most exciting experience this year, though, was in October. My dance partner and I were going to a dance event in Denver. And while we were there, we spent a week. And first half of the week, we drove around in Utah. And I went to the Bonneville Salt Flats just to get some video and pictures at sunset. And Stradman shows up with his Strad girl at the time, and F-Spot and Max Showstack, and it was like, this is unreal, I had an opportunity to hang out with all these cool people on the East Coast, and then I just happened to be here, and they pull up. So that really was one of the most exciting experiences. It scared me. I did not expect that to happen, and they were cool. We got pictures. I was a total fanboy, and then we left. But that was really cool. It was really a cool opportunity to spend some time there. But what was really special, and what totally made my entire week, was an opportunity to spend time with Heidi and Franny from Heidi and Franny's Garage. Coming back full circle, this car, I hadn't really made the decision to buy it until I saw their review video when they were buying their i8. Actually, they reviewed it and then they bought it. They didn't intend on buying it, but they liked it so much. So getting to spend time with them, not only talking about cars and doing an interview with them and walking around the garage, but just getting to know them as people. What do they do outside of car stuff? And we made a great connection. So I hope and I look forward to seeing them again when I head out west. Very, very great opportunity. And those memories will be cherished forever. And a couple mentions, I had the opportunity to meet with quite a few photographers. Gearhead Aiden, Alex the Spangler, who else I'm missing? Oh, Matt Hoffucker, and Jess. So from Corridor Cars and Coffee. These people wanted to get together with me and take pictures and video of the car, and it was awesome. I used to shoot photos for a good decade at dance events. I would take photos of people dancing in low light situations, moving around in and out of focus. It was hard. But for me, taking photos of cars is kind of difficult. I don't really know what to look for. I don't spend a whole lot of time looking at examples of other people taking photos and videos of cars. So it was a little bit difficult for me to try to do that. And I have an Instagram page, and I take pictures with my phone, but I still don't have it. And their artistic eye for turning this piece of machinery into a piece of art is very, very cool. So getting an opportunity to go out and spend time with them, seeing how they shoot the car, that was really cool. Probably the biggest accomplishment of this year for this i8, the 7 months that I spent with the engine display project. Being able to come up with an idea, find the parts, take a chance on modifying those parts, potentially breaking things, redoing things, and finally coming up with a finished product. People ask, why did you do this? Some people say, I bought the wrong car. If you want to display your engine, you should buy a Lamborghini, right? I don't have that money. I felt that I could afford this car used. It already depreciated so much. But that BMW left a few things missing. Number one, that engine. I really wanted to display the engine. People would ask all the time, is that an electric car, or can I see the engine? I'm glad that I can now display the engine. It's really a cool thing for me to show that to people. And of course, down here, these side splitters, Edo Popkin. I felt that this gap needed to be filled with something. So now we got the Hofmeister kink down there. Some people say it makes it look like a Lamborghini Huracan. That's cool, but that and that make this car different than anything else in the world right now. And it's cool to have that and to be able to show that. There are a few people that I didn't mention earlier, and that's because I don't have a face-to-face interaction with them most of the time. But their content and watching them grow and modify their channels as they present content on YouTube, it's primo. Really love it. Number one, E-Vapors out of North Carolina. He's also an i8 owner and one of my biggest fans, actually. I really enjoy hearing from him. He's always replying to Instagram. He's always replying to YouTube. He has videos of his i8, but he uses the i8 as a platform to speak about motivation and love and caring and improving yourself. And actually, I find myself wanting to listen to what he has to say because, you know, we all have our days where we're down in the dumps a little bit. We all have those days where we feel like, well, whatever path we're on, maybe it's not worth our time. But, you know, he's really motivational. In fact, when I was having trouble with my engine display project, he was there to say, you got this. And I'm glad that he did. Someone needed to say it. And I know it's hard to be the guy that pump everybody else up, and there's sometimes nobody there to pump you up. Well, back at you, Vapors. You know, keep doing your thing. I appreciate it, and I know others do too. And I also want to give a shout out to Team 512 and Yellow Vet 04. These are Corvette guys that are down to earth. I'm looking forward to meeting them someday. If I have an opportunity to check out their cars, give them an opportunity to check this out, it would really mean a lot to me. So I'm looking forward and hoping that will happen. And finally, I want to give a shout out to Brian Toder. Brian is a swing dancer who's been uploading videos every day. And he's talking about ways to grow your channel, ways to make improvements, mainly marketing. But what I hear from him actually helps me. Even if it's just 1 ounce of information that I take from something that he talks about, it helps me grow too. So definitely check out Brian Toder. He's a cool guy. And finally, I want to wrap up the video talking about a few rallies that I've been on here in the past couple weeks. Mainly the Street Speed 717 toy drive up in Harrisburg. Totally awesome. Getting to spend time with the CarzGuyz and Street Speed and then In-Chain Designs afterward. That was awesome. I went to the Lamborghini of Sterling toy drive, which was really, really cool. We all brought Toys for Tots, and then we went on a rally. We stopped at a few places, ended up at a winery. Really cool. And the Savage Garage Rally, actually, that was this past weekend. So we all met in Potomac, Maryland, and then we drove into D.C. and dropped off toys at the Children's Hospital there in Washington, D.C. And we took interesting routes to get through D.C., so a lot of tunnels and a lot of cars revving, not so much the i8, but it was quite an experience. And having that opportunity to really help provide something for the community. I mean, we like to get together and talk about our cars and show off our cars, but to be able to start the day that way and then end up giving to somebody, that's just cool. It really feels good to give back. And even for folks that don't care about the cars, for them to receive something, you know, it means a lot to be part of that. And I'm so grateful for these folks for organizing these types of events. It's not easy to organize it. It's not easy to make sure that we're on time and we need to be where we need to be at a certain time. Thank you. Big time. So I talked a lot. 2019 has been an amazing year. And it's truly exceptional that I have folks like you, whether you're coming up to me at a car event, shaking my hand and saying, hey, great to see you, great to see your car, I saw your last video, or you're further away and you just want to drop a comment, or maybe you just visited the channel because you were interested in possibly buying an i8 or working on your i8. I'm glad. I'm glad you stopped by. And I'm glad to have this opportunity to be able to create content. It's really cool. If this channel doesn't go anywhere, that's fine by me. I'm not trying really hard to get more views and more subscribers. I just hope that this content is useful to people. I hope that people enjoy seeing what I have to provide. And I hope that I can work up the courage to do some more vlogs and have a conversation with you like this. As I said, as an introvert, it's not the easiest thing. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please click the subscribe button. Please click the bell to get the notifications. It means a lot to me. I like to have repeat visitors, so please keep coming back. And as always, have a great day and happy motoring.